The purple-haired, kibidongo-loving little sister we all love in One Piece may just be the most important character in Wano. And before you ask, yes, I'm absolutely serious. As a heads up, this video will contain manga spoilers, but I'll be discussing Tama in two different sections of the video, one for anime-only watchers as of episode 1006, and the other for us manga readers that I'll split up in the timestamps you can find in the description. Tama, upon her introduction, serves as a log post for Luffy, who had found himself washed ashore of the fated Wano, and immediately upon meeting Luffy, titles him as Big Bro, and demonstrates her unique devil fruit that can tame wild animals, and once they're tamed, they submit to Tama's will as if she's their master. Tama then takes Luffy to her house to repay him for saving her by cooking him some rice, and eventually steps outside while Luffy eats to choke down some river water to quell her hunger. Tama's master named Hitetsu comes back and informs Luffy that the rice he just ate was all they could afford for Tama's birthday. Tama, the little girl on her own birthday, cooked all the food she had for a man she just met. A truly good-hearted individual. Given it was their only food, she tried to subdue her hunger with the river water that Hitetsu informs us is toxic, and thereby makes little Tama extremely sick. The river water was poisoned by none other than Kaido's factories that had corrupted a previously vibrant landscape to now a wasteland. There were safer places Tama could live, but she was waiting for a certain pirate by the name of 𝚲𝚙𝚒𝚡 to return to her in that very village. Contextually, Luffy coming to Wano, he knew of Momonosuke's desire to open up Wano and restore the Kozuki clan, but he didn't know the happenings of this shut-off island. Tama serves to expose us to what happened to Wano, how it can take a beautiful land, a young girl with a bright and loving heart, and subject them to destruction, impoverished living, and sickness. The mention of Luffy's late brother also lights a fire within Luffy that he needs to protect Tama. He needs to ensure that this child Ace cared for, and now Luffy subsequently cares for, is taken care of and protected. Luffy never mentions that Ace is his brother to Otama because that isn't the type of individual Luffy is, but you can see in Luffy's eyes the significance of Tama, the innocence she possesses, yet the juxtaposition with this pillaged village by Kaido. Luffy wants to restore this land, so Tama can be free and without fear. We further see this in Okobor village where Tama cries after eating a bowl of red bean soup, and Luffy promises to Tama to make Wano a place where she can eat as much as she wants every single day. Tama doesn't become the MVP of Wano solely through her actions, but what she demonstrates within the story and the purpose she serves within Luffy. She lets Luffy and us, the audience, know the stakes of Wano, and lets us know why the Straw Hats and the Kozuki should voluntarily go to war against a Yonko, to protect individuals like Tama, to restore the previously vibrant landscape. It's hard to get our protagonist Luffy full of rage, but his drive is unwavering when it comes to protecting those he cares about, and Tama now being one of them. Ace's promise to bring Tama to sea will never come to fruition, but perhaps this promise now weighs on Luffy's shoulders. And I'm personally a fan of Luffy fulfilling this promise, but that topic may be for another video. Tama was out of the story briefly after Luffy departed from Okobor town, but she along with Chopper, Momo, and Kiku stumbled upon Big Mom who was suffering from amnesia and was lost and confused. They eventually end up back in Okobor town and treat Big Mom to red bean soup, despite how awful of a person Chopper knows Big Mom to be. She's nonetheless treated kindly by the citizens of Wano, including Tama, and she takes affection towards particularly Tama and continually mentions how cute she is. From there, they decide to use Big Mom to go to Udon and break Luffy and the prisoners out. Without Big Mom arriving and Tama's kindness she showed towards Big Mom, it's unlikely the events of Luffy's escape would occur, nor would the installation amongst the prisoners the former undying loyalty to the Kozuki that allows Momo to further develop into the future shogun. Tama's actions are necessary in the enablement of Luffy's escape, and her devil fruit here in Udon played a paramount role in the raid's success, due to her using the devil fruit to tame Babanuke and the rest of the Smile users, which resulted in Queen not getting word of any escape of the prison. Thus far, Tama has served to expose the sufferings of the people of Wano along with their resilience, given Luffy emotional connection and the desire to restore the land and fulfill his brother's promise, and lastly, ensured Luffy's escape and the raid's success as a whole. Her significance within the story is far more than we would initially anticipate, not only an ally and friend to our protagonist, but additionally a central driving force to the events of Wano. This next part of the video pertains to some manga spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, here's your warning. Just when you thought Tama might be out of the story due to the happenings of the raid, after all, it is a raid on Onigashima. I didn't think there'd be time for Otama, but we're again surprised. Right before Nami is killed by Ulti, Tama arrives and saves Nami. And Tama didn't come alone. Rather, she came with an army of Smile users. Her arriving to the raid changed the vast numerical advantage of the Beast Pirates. She swayed the pendulum of this towards the Kozuki Restorationist and Pirates. Due to her ability not having an outward effect on people, the Beast Pirates were unable to tell who was on their side until they were already attacked. This didn't just allow for more allies, but now part of a surprise attack as well. Tama's explanation of them coming to Onigashima was as samurai, not as child. Her growth into becoming a bewitching kunoichi, as Ace suggested, comes full circle, and she enters Wano leading hundreds of allies. Without Tama's appearance on the raid, it's unlikely the allied forces and our Straw Hats would have been able to focus on their fight at hand, and they'd have to instead focus on battling their central opponent along with the Beast Pirates. As we know, all of the matchups, whether it be Sanji versus Queen, Zoro versus King, or Robin versus Black Maria, our allies had no mental or physical energy to expend on anything other than their opponent at hand. Tama's entrance to Onigashima was paramount, and if this raid ends in success, so much of the success will be owed to Tama herself. Her showing to everyone why she's a worthy ally will most likely demonstrate to Luffy and the rest of the crew that her desire to come on board isn't far-fetched. She's a strong and worthy bewitching kunoichi, and I believe she'd serve as a great apprentice on the ship. As we know, amongst the grandest of pirate groups, children are still on board. We see this with Roger having Buggy and Shanks, and Whitebeard having Teach. Luffy narratively has paralleled Roger in a lot of ways, and adding Tama would further that comparison. In doing so, he'd fulfill Ace's promise to bring her out to sea. I don't see any way that Luffy wouldn't do every single thing he could to fulfill that wish of his late brother. Tama, who is likely a future Straw Hat, has a grand entrance to the story and stays relevant and important from her introduction, and that likely won't change throughout this arc. She continually shines and builds up her credibility for most important character in Wano, and I have no problem with that. As of chapter 1037, the Gorosei have hinted that something is controlling Zunisha in bringing Zunisha to Wano. They mention a particular devil fruit awakening that has actually been given a different name after all these years in order to hide its identity. Although it's not confirmed who is controlling this devil fruit, although a slim chance it is possible that the devil fruit in question that awoke was in fact Tama's, and Tama now being able to call for Zunisha without actually giving Zunisha any Kibidongo. If this is the case, her stance on becoming the MVP of Wano would be even more further solidified. But again, this is merely just speculation as of now, and it's likely it's not Tama. But in One Piece, we never say never. Guys, I had a ton of fun recording this video and making it for you all. I absolutely love the community we've developed in that we can talk about pirates in One Piece for as long as humanly possible. It means the world to me to have you guys watching this video, and if you've stuck around this long and haven't already subscribed, please drop a subscription as it means the world to me and really helps out my channel and lets me know that the content I'm doing is something y'all actually enjoy. I hope you are all having a beautiful start to the week, and as always, be greedier, and I will catch you all next time.